the 5 skin-friendly foods that I always have in my kitchen that I rely on almost every single day, and why they're actually good for you and your skin. A lot of people are curious about what I eat. Being someone who's really open here online about the struggle that I've had with acne and how I have found that certain foods do have a direct impact on the quality of my skin. Also being a model, let's get honest, it's part of my job to at least be healthy. And as someone who enjoys working out and who is a vegan, I need to make sure that I'm giving my body the nutrients it needs. I also travel a lot, and from country to country, food options change. But these are the 5 die-hard, skin-friendly foods that I always have in my kitchen, or in my suitcase. So let's start with the refrigerator, and I want to share with you 2 different staples that I will never go without. I don't drink regular milk for a variety of different reasons, but I love lattes, I love cereal and milk, I use milk a lot in cooking and baking and smoothies and even chocolate pudding. So what do I use? I use dairy-free alternatives, but there is one type of dairy-free milk that I particularly rely on for my skin and body's overall health, and that is flax milk. Let's clear this out of the way. Almond and coconut are my die-hard favorites, but flax is one that I always have in my fridge and that I always rely on. And the reason is because of how nutritionally balanced it is. I did a video a little while ago on the 3 different types of foods that you should avoid if you have acne, because they have been scientifically linked to causing breakouts. You can watch that video for more information, but it goes into detail on fats and how even healthy fats could be harmful to your skin if you are a sensitive individual and if you're eating the wrong amounts. What we really get into here is the omegas, omega-3s, 6s, and 9s, and the balance between those. Omega fats, specifically omega-3 and omega-6, are considered essential fatty acids. They're considered essential because our body cannot produce them on our own. Our body can produce omega-9, but sometimes it's healthy to get in our diet, but the real kicker here is the omega-3 to 6 ratio. Now, I'm sure you know other things about fats, and there are other types as well, such as saturated, polysaturated, monosaturated, trans fats, etc. But omegas, being one of the healthiest, are not only essential, but they can be dangerous and actually harmful if we get the wrong amounts. When it comes to omega-3s and 6s, studies, research, and scientific data says that the ratio should be 4:1, or even ideally 1:1, meaning for whatever amount of omega-3 you get an equal or lesser amount of omega-6. Now, unfortunately, in our regular diets today, that does not always happen. One of the biggest saviors is flax. Flax as a seed has a whole bunch of beneficial nutrients, some fiber, and a ton of antioxidants, not to mention some protein and a great balance of fats. This is one that I personally use from Good Karma. I like this brand because it tastes okay and it doesn't have any added sugar. I try to avoid added sugar, and if I want something a little bit sweeter, I'll just add it in myself. But flax milk has this ideal ratio of omega-3s, and this also has vitamin D and calcium, which are essential to bone health, to bone growth, especially if you're working out or getting older, which I'm pretty sure we all are. And it's good for my skin. Keeping these fats in balance really ensures that my body doesn't overcreate too much inflammation because of the fats or the types that I'm eating. It also ensures that my skin is going to be properly hydrated because our skin has oil, it has sebum. It's essential to our skin to transmit and transport antioxidants to our skin to make sure that our skin is supple and moist, and to waterproof us so that we don't literally fall apart in the shower. The only problem is that for acne sufferers, sometimes those oil glands within our skin can flare up. And when they create too much oil, that fuels the entire acne cycle that bacteria feeds on, which causes breakouts all over the face. And there have been scientific data that shows this. So because I am personally so sensitive to what I eat, I do choose to balance out my omega intake. And flax milk is one way that I do that. The next staple that I always have with me and eat every single day is spinach. This stuff is packed full of nutrients in so many different ways. We're talking vitamins A, B, C, K, folate, potassium, magnesium, protein, you name it. Both micronutrients and macronutrients that are super essential for your body and for your skin health. First, let's dig into protein. Being a vegan, I don't eat meat or dairy products. And a lot of people always ask me, where do you get your protein? And I'm like, if you don't ask me about my protein, I won't ask you about your cholesterol. No, but really, I get my protein where other people's protein gets its protein. from plants, from vegetables, and from Mother Earth. And what's really interesting about spinach is the amount of protein that it contains. Per calorie, spinach contains more protein than beef. If you eat 400 calories of beef versus 400 calories of spinach, you're gonna get more protein and more nutrition from spinach. The only reason that people don't do that quite often is because 400 calories worth of spinach is a lot of spinach. Whereas if you just wanted to eat 400 calories worth of beef, you're looking at something this big. Either way, spinach has a ton of protein, which as we know is the building blocks to our muscles and our cells. For me, this is one extra source of protein that I get every single day. My favorite way to eat spinach is in a spinach salad at lunch, or sometimes for dinner I'll make palak. But outside of the macronutrients, spinach also has a lot of amazing micronutrients that we need to take into consideration as well, such as potassium, magnesium, and even zinc. Some people who have acne are actually pretty low in things like zinc and iron and trace minerals. And some doctors, or even naturopathic doctors, recommend people take supplements to help with that. And it's true, if you're missing some basic minerals in your diet, your skin and your body probably won't be its best. The great thing about spinach is that it is so packed full with all of those. On top of that, it has other vitamins such as A, B, C, K, E, etc. All of these different vitamins act as antioxidants. And if you've watched any videos on skincare here in the past, we've talked about how antioxidants literally fight aging. Living our lives, our body creates things called free radicals. Think of free radicals as a desperate prom date. This little free radical is willing to steal anybody's boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. This person don't care, they just want a date. They are what we call thirsty. And this free radical will go around your body stealing electrons, aka dates, from literally every single cell that makes it available, meaning faster aging, inflammation, and a lot of unhealthy results for your skin and for your body. Spinach comes in as like the savior and basically says, hey, I've got this big group of singles here who would totally be happy to date you. Pick one. So instead of the free radical destroying relationships or damaging marriages, the free radical just goes along with one of these nice singles and they live happily ever after, so it doesn't have to attack your skin. That's essentially how antioxidants work in a really lame analogy, but spinach is so packed full of antioxidants that it helps out your skin and your body so much. Decreased inflammation in your body means better wound healing, it means a better cardiovascular system, a better lymphatic system, a better immune system. And for me, that even played a role in my premature rheumatoid arthritis. That's something I was diagnosed with as early as the 4th grade. And now I run miles and I have no knee pain. And some studies have even shown that spinach might be able to help with hair loss. This is literally something I eat every single day, and I find a way to work it into at least a meal. If you're having a pasta night, literally add a cupful of cooked spinach into your pasta sauce. Go ahead and have an Indian night and make yourself some palak. If you want, get yourself out a big hearty salad and stock it full of spinach, or even throw a handful of spinach into your smoothie in the morning. I swear to God, this is a superfood and I live by it. Next, let's dig into the pantry because there are 3 more things that I rely on all the time. Boo-boo! This is my favorite meal ever. Very high in protein. I'm just kidding, don't ever eat my kittens. These aren't actually my kittens, but that's okay. Let's talk carbs, let's talk pasta. Your girl here is something like 12% or 6% Italian, I don't know. Ask my mom, ask my grandmother and her 13 siblings. Somebody figure it out. Either way, pasta is a staple in my life and I cannot live without it. But as anybody knows, white pasta can be damaging to your health. It really doesn't have anything nutritional to it, and other than a macronutrient of carbohydrates, doesn't do a lot for your body. This is where this stuff comes in. This is called Banza Pasta, and it is literally penne pasta, but it's made of chickpeas. This is beans, that's it. Literal beans pressed into pasta that cooks, looks, and tastes just like the real thing. And I swear to God, this has saved my life. The ingredients are chickpeas, tapioca, pea protein, and xanthan gum, all of which are vegan, natural, healthy, low in unhealthy carbohydrates, and delicious in my mouth. My friend Maya originally showed me this. She made me a dinner of this stuff in New York, and I was like, girl, you are blowing my mind. And then I went on Amazon and I bought like an 8-pack, and ever since then I've been loving them. And I swear to God, like whenever I travel, I shove like 6 of these in my suitcase, and literally wherever I go, I have a kitchen, or I have an Airbnb, or I have a hostel that has some sort of a kitchen, or a friend's house, and I can cook this stuff. And it is so good. The way that you use this is literally the way you would use pasta. Put your favorite toppings on it, preferably plant-based, and enjoy. Now the interesting thing about chickpeas themselves, which are also found in hummus, or you could just eat garbanzo beans plain, are the nutritional benefits. Beans are super special because they have a very interesting structure that doesn't break down normally. They are super high in fiber, both fiber that our body can process and insoluble fiber. They also have a ton of protein, and they even have antioxidants. Chickpeas are super healthy for the body as well because they slower gastric emptying. They slower gastric emptying? They slowen? English? They slow down gastric emptying. Took me a minute. Oye, mamma mia, que assiste? Me non è hipata. Basically, what slowing down gastric emptying means is slowing down the rate at which your stomach empties food. And this is a good thing. Now let me explain that a little bit. If I eat something and my stomach empties really, really quick, I'm gonna get hungry like 30 minutes later. No bueno. Chickpeas in certain studies have actually shown to slow down the rate of gastric emptying by about an hour, which means I'm going to feel fuller on the same amount of food for longer. This is great because it means that food is spending more time both in my stomach, in my small and large intestine, meaning that my body has more opportunities to extract and actually use the nutrients, and also it keeps me fuller longer, especially if you're someone who doesn't want to be snacking every single hour. It's a really great way to do it. And for me, I love snacking. I probably have 3 to 4 snacks throughout every single day. The problem is I cannot eat 24/7. And so slowing down the rate of gastric emptying means that I stay fuller longer on the same amount of food. Super delicious, suitcase staple, I swear to God. Next, let's pull out the protein again, and I want to share with you one of my go-tos and one of my staples. Now, if you have a very well-balanced plant-based diet, you don't need a protein supplement. Most people don't, and most protein supplements are actually rancid or contain whey, which can increase IGF-1, an inflammatory compound, and can actually cause disease and acne. There have been studies scientifically that have shown that linkage. But for me, I am a very active person. I stand at about 6 feet tall, and whenever I get the chance, I love hiking in the mountains, swimming in the ocean, climbing trees. I use up a lot of energy and I work my muscles a lot, meaning that I need to feed them. And as muscles tear, that's what makes them bigger. But in order to get bigger, they have to rip and rebuild themselves. Protein is what your body uses to rebuild itself. It's also what your skin uses to rebuild itself. And for me, I find that when I eat a healthy amount of balanced vegan protein in my diet, my acne pimples heal quicker, my muscles recover better, and overall I believe that it's made me stronger. This is raw protein that I've been eating for probably 3 years now. I actually took a college level nutrition course, which I really, really loved, with one of my favorite professors. And that's where I learned about the dangers of most protein powders, which I was dumbfounded by. And I went on this search for a good protein powder that tasted good, that I could put into smoothies, that I could mix into things even like pasta sauce that didn't really have a flavor. And I came across this stuff, which I am obsessed with. This is from Garden of Life, and it happens to be a raw vegan protein powder that is unflavored. Now they do have flavored versions as well if you're looking for like a workout shake or a smoothie, but because I literally will sprinkle this onto cereal, because I will literally put it into pasta dishes with my Banza, because I will literally put it in everything, I need mine to be unflavored. Also, this has no stevia. Anytime this brand sweetens their protein powders, they use stevia, which is a natural sweetener, but there has been research showing that stevia could impact your gut's microbiome, basically tricking the healthy bacteria in your tummy to think that you have eaten a sugar, which you haven't, which it then sends an immune signal to the brain. There's a study that actually shows activity in the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, which is an area of your brain that actually responds to eating stevia. And over time, that might not be super healthy because you're essentially tricking your body into thinking that you got a sugar that you didn't actually get. And then your body goes through responses to handle that sugar, but then the sugar isn't there. And over time, that can warp your body's perception of nutrients. So that's a whole different issue. That's a really long video. But bottom story short, this is my saving grace. This is also a raw protein powder, meaning that everything is ground up and not heated. So because nothing is applied to heat, there is a less chance that it would go rancid or that, again, any of these chemical bonds within the food will change to become either rancid or toxic or free radicals. And if we look at the ingredients, there's a ton of them, but I also love that they have probiotic enzymes. It's also got organic pea protein, sprouted brown rice protein, amaranth, buckwheat, millet, cracked wall, kalelabla, azuki bean, lentil, flaxseed, sunflower seed. It's got a whole bunch of stuff, but they're all plant-based, natural, organic, cold-pressed, put into this little creepy white powder that, yes, some border control personnel might stop you for, but then you just show them the package and they'll realize that it's not cocaine, it is protein powder, and they will let you through into their country. That's another story. But as you can see, I have literally gone through this stuff because it is so good. My favorite thing to do is make chocolate smoothies. If I have a choice, I make a chocolate smoothie for breakfast every single day. And I'll actually link you to my 3 favorite skin smoothies right up here. So click it right now or add it to a watch later playlist. And you can start making some skin healthy, raw, organic, vegan protein smoothies that are going to help your skin and body repair better and get rid of some blemishes and build some musculars. Ooh, you want tickets to the gun show? Okay. Last but not least, one of my favorite snacks. Apples and almonds. Now, this was actually a pretty hard decision because my 2 favorite snacks and the ones that I rely on most often are either apples and almonds or veggies and hummus. But because we already got our chickpeas and the benefits in, and because I eat apples and almonds a little bit more often, these are the ones that I am going to tell you about. Apples are super healthy for your skin. And there's a reason that there's that saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. This little puppy is packed full of nutrients for your skin, for your body, and your health. One of the first things is fiber. As we know, fiber is really important. It keeps you regular, it helps your body detoxify, and it actually feeds the bacteria that pretty much run your entire life. Our bodies are made of 80% bacteria, which begs the question, are we actually human or are we bacteria? But we need to feed our diverse bioflora, our gut flora, and our microbiome with healthy different options. Because if we don't feed the bacteria, it's not going to take care of the rest of us. The fiber and the other nutrients in apples are so good at doing that. And always eat your apple with the peel. The peel has the highest amounts of vitamin C, again, another anti-aging antioxidant. Also has vitamins A and E, but most of that is found in the skin. So never peel your apples. And the vitamin C in apples can also help you build collagen. And again, collagen is in your dermis and it's what stops you from having wrinkles. It's what helps your skin stay elastic and be able to smile and go back and look fresh and supple. So eating apples could help you boost up that production. Apples also have a lot I just threw my apple. Apples also have a lot of potassium, which means strong and healthy bones. This potassium works directly with the calcium in your body to make sure that your body doesn't leach calcium out of your bones. This is important especially for athletes or anyone who's getting older. In the elderly population, something like breaking a hip or breaking a leg can be life-threatening because it is so hard for the body to repair at that age. One of the best ways to prevent that from happening is to start when you're younger and making sure that your bones get strong. Now, that doesn't come from drinking calcium in milk, which, by the way, spinach has more calcium, just putting that out there, but it actually comes from resistance training and impact. Now, don't go slam yourself into a wall, but actually doing exercising such as walking or running or jogging or building up your strength actually builds up the fibers in your bones, the calcium and the carbon in your bones to make them stronger overall. Apples are a great way to supplement that process and make sure that it is happening healthy and happily. So whether it's the antioxidants fighting free radicals, whether it's the pectin fiber that's feeding your gut bacteria, whether it's the vitamin C helping out your collagen production, or whether it's just helping you maintain strong and healthy bones, apples are amazing. I eat them with almonds. You go ahead and you eat them with whatever you want as long as you eat them. Preferably with the skin. These are the 5 different things that I always have in my kitchen or in someone else's kitchen that I rely on every single day. And now you know the science behind why they're healthy for your skin and body and how they might be able to help you live a little bit more beautifully both inside and out. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know. And if you have any other questions about my diet or what I eat in a day or about the nutrition of food, please post a comment right now so that either I or somebody else can respond to you, or I could even potentially make a video on it in the future. I do post new videos every single Monday and Thursday, so put it on your calendar. Go ahead and be like, hey Siri, set a reminder every Monday and Thursday that Cassandra Bankson posts a new video. Siri, stop. You could literally set a reminder if you want to. And sometimes I post bonus videos, but just in case one of those is a day late or a day early, hit that ding dong notification bell button because it will remind you, just like an Instagram like, whenever I upload a video so that you don't miss it and all of the information within, which I hope that you enjoy and find valuable and interesting and tasty. I love you so much, and it really is just so wonderful to be able to talk to you, have like a real conversation about the things that I love that have benefited me in such a positive way. And hopefully share a little bit of the science nerdiness with you so that you can work on improving your own life if you so choose to. But if you ever want to talk science with me, you know where I'll be. In a YouTube video, hugging a box of spinach. Anywho, I love you so much, and I cannot wait to see you all in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.